Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from MouseSteps.com.
And this is episode number 407.
407.
Of MouseSteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and MouseFan Travel. It's hard to believe we're almost at the 50th anniversary, and not only that, Halloween at the Magic Kingdom, which starts on Tuesday.
That's right. Days away. Halloween.
Check out MEI and MouseFan Travel. Go to their website and fill out a no obligation form. They can help you with any travel that you want.
So we're going to start off at the Four Seasons Resort here at Walt Disney World.
And this is a gorgeous hotel. It has been quite some time since I have been over there. And I was invited for the Good Morning Breakfast with Goofy and his pals. We have done that on our own as well in the past, not recently. They are now back to 2 mornings a week, which would be Thursday and Saturday. But it is different, just like any of the other character meals are. Normally they're a buffet, and actually they are a buffet other mornings, but not for the character mornings, just because the characters are dancing around and such right now, and they're trying to do the social distancing.
And we're looking at the dance number here with the characters. The characters will come out, they'll do this dance, they'll go around, and then they will also stand at a distance and let you take photos, sort of like meet and greet from a distance.
And we have this up, and the funny thing is, we've heard this music at Disneyland Paris.
Right.
You know, I guess it started out in Tokyo, and it just kind of has been going around ever since.
It was fun to hear it here at the Four Seasons when you sent me that video. I knew right away where that music was from.
I thought it was so funny, and I think they've had it before. It's just that I didn't know it at that time. So we were outside, which was really good. I was very happy with that. There's a terrace area. There's a fully outdoor area. There's a terrace area that's kind of mostly outdoors, and then there's the inside. And then you can see Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy. They all come through at various times. Right now, they're all here on the terrace.
And you'll notice they have exclusive outfits. You can only see these outfits at the Four Seasons breakfast.
And I think it was 2014 when the resort opened that they had the first breakfast. And we were here. We went for either the first breakfast or one of the first breakfasts. And I just thought it really is a very nice experience.
Now, this is what you had. You had some freshly squeezed orange juice.
And so they have I think it was $48 for adults, and it includes there's like a bakery basket and then some fruit, and then you get to choose your entree. And this is for the time being until they end up having the buffet again. I did not have this. I did not have the omelet. I had a waffle.
Right, and we're just showing what other guests, so you get an idea of some of the other items.
Yeah, there's actually quite a variety of different items that you can order. And
there's that waffle.
Yes, there's my Belgian waffle, celebrating Belgium.
Yes,
no.
Of course.
And then there is
salmon
the salmon.
Looks delightful.
You would have probably gotten the salmon.
I would have. I think I would have.
I think that was the nicest presentation I saw of any of the food. And the Four Seasons does a very nice presentation. So here is Minnie, and they come through a lot because characters don't meet every guest. Just like anywhere else on property right now. They're not stopping to take a picture with each guest so much separately. They come around, I think, a lot more.
I mean, it looks like you had plenty of time to see all the characters. And this is more of their doing the photos rather than the dance number now.
And there were kids who were having and adults who are having their pictures taken with the characters just at a distance. I just wanted to take pictures of them, and I got obviously some video of them.
This was a wonderful, wonderful character experience. When I did it, the 2 times I've done it, I thought it was top of the line, maybe my favorite of all the character experiences.
Have we only done 2? You would think we would have done more.
I've done 2, and now you've done 3, although the 2 times I've did it, it was a full buffet, so this is very different.
The buffet is, I'm sure the buffet for Ravello on the other days is fantastic, because it always has been. Four Seasons is known for its food. And Ravello is an Italian restaurant in the evenings, and we've been there many times.
Well, Four Seasons is also known for service, and every time we've gone, it has been exceptional service. And
they also have a PhotoPass photographer who takes pictures of, that you get there's a magic shot. It was a little dark. Mine was a little dark. But it was a fun little experience.
And I'm going to show you have a little autograph card as well.
So you get a takeaway. And love and kisses from Minnie Mouse.
So now we're going to talk about the Carnival Mardi Gras.
We were invited for a day. We did not sail. Matt from Attractions Magazine, and Jackie.
He's on the ship right now. I just
Yes.
consulted with him to get the most updated information for this segment.
Well, on the Bolt, yeah,
yes.
we did ride the roller coaster. So we were on board for about 7 or 8 hours, and it's a beautiful ship. It's a large ship. I think it was 5,700 or so, and it's in one of my notes. A lot of guests can board.
Well, you could see that. It's massive. It is the biggest ship in all of the Carnival, as far as Carnival cruise line goes.
Right. Well, it's probably going to be the Mardi Gras class.
Yeah.
So the last time we were on a ship to visit it was at the
Horizon, and that was in Long Beach, California.
And there is Chris Williams, who is the Flying Scotsman.
Yes, you'll see him. He is the cruise director. A lot of fun guy.
He was fun. Carnival has a lot of really great cruise directors that we've met over the years. And so they were kind of getting everybody, I'm saying worked up, but yeah, excited about visiting the Carnival Mardi Gras.
Well, Christine Duffy, the president of Carnival, is about to hit the button to ignite the fun. And there she goes, and the fun has been ignited.
And so this was mostly travel agents who were visiting the ship to kind of get an idea of what the ship was like, and then a small amount of media as well.
So the next thing we did, we all went up to cut the ribbon on the Bolt Sea Coaster, the ultimate sea coaster.
Well, this is the first roller coaster at sea, and we were one of the first on it.
We happened to be in the right place at the right time. And you could see on the test model there, you could see that speedometer. So I didn't even look down because I was too busy looking at the vistas when we did ride this thing, but you could look down and see your speed. So I'll have to do that next time we get along to ride this.
You aren't able to bring any sort of GoPro or anything on board.
Oh, there's the ribbon cutting.
And
John Heald.
Yes.
He was my very first cruise director on my first Carnival cruise, Carnival Destiny, in the 90s. So I always tell him that.
He's been around forever.
He has. He's really great.
There we are.
Interesting characters there. Look at this.
And so I was not sure that I was even going to ride. And all of a sudden, they were essentially said we were in line for it.
Yeah, we did not know we were in line, by the way.
We were at the front of the line.
This was just where we were recording the ribbon cutting. So again, we really were in the right place. They said, come on, and if you'd like to ride. So I wasn't going to turn that down, that's for sure.
It was very comfortable. I thought it was a very comfortable ride.
And you control the speed of it, by the way.
And
it's like a motorcycle.
I find that hard to believe. Obviously I was not in the front.
Well, Matt has tested it, and you can control the speed. Although for us, I just did full blast, the whole time. And then there's a button that I was told to hit when I go along the back, because it's the best place, and it gives you like a 4-second extra bolt of speed.
And Matt said something that I had seen in an online article saying that for $15 you get 2 laps, but right now they've been doing 1 lap.
Just
right?
on the inaugural cruise, while they're shaking it down, they're still getting things worked out as far as pacing in with the guests. But eventually it'll be 2 rides for your $15.
And I think I was happy with my one. I was like, that's the only one I need today.
And you'll notice it's a single track, and it's not really a roller coaster. It's fully electric. Powered coaster.
It's 800 feet of track up to 35 miles an hour. I had read up to 40, but I think then I read up to 35.
And that was Mr. Matt there from Attractions who just went by, and our friend Seth.
And then it was built by Mora Rides, and I had written currently 15 for 1 lap. 187 feet above the water, and you have to be 52 inches tall and weigh less than 300 pounds. And again, no GoPros or anything. You can't take anything. At least for the time being.
Well, it's going over guest areas and everything, so they're very careful about that. They certainly don't want things falling off. And it's fast. It's faster than it looks. It was really a very exciting ride. I mean, didn't you get a thrill on that thing?
Well, I said it's zippier than I expected. I was like, that's why I said it was enough. 1 lap for me was enough. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it 1 lap.
Would you have preferred to be driving?
No, I don't think so.
So you in your case, you were happy to be a passenger.
I didn't know there was a driving option. I knew you were in front, but
you didn't know it was like a motorcycle where you control the right hand.
No, I figured it was just sort of where you say you're driving, ha ha ha,
No, you are really in control of the speed. Everybody seems to be going full force because, of course, that's the purpose of it.
And it seemed longer when we were on it than when we were waiting, to watch people on it.
And here's a little clip of the merchandise Matt had sent us, and I had him get me that shirt. I conquered Bolt, and there is a nice hat as well there. One size fits all.
It was not that hard to conquer. Well, as long as you can get on it.
Well, we were very lucky to be
and...
in that spot there. So now we're going to talk about something else that is a first for Carnival and on the Carnival Mardi Gras here. It is the RedFrog Tiki Bar.
And we were there twice.
Research purposes.
The 7 hours or whatever. What time did we get on board? 10 o'clock?
It was about
7 hours. Goes quicker than you would think. And it's not like we spent tons of time here, but we really did spend time photographing it, videoing it, and then we stopped a couple times for drinks just because it's such a relaxing bar outside.
And, because it's something totally new, it's a first for a carnival as far as having a tiki bar, and I'm a huge tiki fan. We love to go. We go out to the Mai Kai in Fort Lauderdale, of course, Trader Sam's, other tiki bars. So it was really, really nice to be able to see this.
And it was much more themed than I expected. And also there's merchandise. I wish there was also a Tervis, because they have had Tervises for the other Red Frog pub concepts. Mm-hmm. But they've had, let's see, Red Frog Pub and Brewery, Red Frog Rum Bar, and now Red Frog Tiki Bar.
So I like this. This reminds me very much of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. All the decorations that you're going to see in the Tiki Bar.
And it's the 2 stories. It's upstairs, the upstairs, downstairs. There's kind of an indoorsy, like right here, but also, a little more seating more towards the outside too.
And we were both saying if we were sailing a 7-day cruise like Matt, we would be here a number of times. And it turns out he has been. I've been following along, and I guess he enjoyed getting me that tiki mug, that second mug that I asked for. I saw him having a little sip out of one in one of his articles.
Hopefully it's his drink that he's I'm kidding.
That is okay. I'm happy to get that for a backup, as you smartly advised.
And I had gotten the Mai Tai, which supposedly is a Trader Vic's 1944 classic. They changed. It's not the same Mai Tai recipe as what they had.
Well, we were in London at the real Trader Vic's, and we had one of those Mai Tais there, the one they're talking about. And I can tell you, it's very different, completely different.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the same, so maybe theirs isn't the 1944 classic either. I mean, it was okay. But I don't know that I like it better.
It was not the one for Trader Vic's, I'll tell you that.
Not like the one we had before. But, they're following a new recipe. I think I like the old recipe a little bit better. But they did warn me. Like, I actually ordered twice. And they didn't fill it all the way, which I thought was interesting.
And that was the Red Frog Tiki Frog Ale, which was really good. I loved that. It reminded me of a beer that I've had from Stone Brewery out of California, with a little bit of coconut in it and some pineapple. It's a really refreshing, really good beer. I enjoyed that very much.
Well, they've had the breweries on board now for a number of ships, and probably another 4 or 5 years in the last 4 or 5 years or so.
Right. And I should say that Stone beer I'm referring to is called Tiki Escape. Mm-hmm. So if you're wanting something similar, and there's that tiki mug. I do love that mug.
And you got the Mai Tai glasses.
I did.
Also.
I was very lucky to get that. Now we're going to go upstairs and take a very quick look at the upstairs area, and then the merchandise.
And there are actually quite a few bars on the ship.
Every theme you could possibly want.
Well, not every theme, but yeah, you've got kind of that Mardi Gras theme, and then here, and my second favorite bar, which we didn't get anything to drink at, is a Mardi Gras type of, a Louisiana style bar. So this is the upstairs. There's a bar upstairs, a bar downstairs. And then, of course, they mentioned the Red Frog.
And you can see the little air raid siren there. Very similar to what they do at Trader Sam's when they light that thing off. That's what that was.
I have no idea.
And at the very end, I had them light off the gong for us, of course. So if they get a good tip, they'll hit the gong.
And there's theming everywhere. You can just see it all over the ship. Or not all over the ship, but all over the ceilings and just, everywhere.
And the whole tiki bar even extends to the outside area. But now the most important part of all, the merchandise.
And so those are the Mai Tai glasses. You ended up getting a couple of glasses.
Well, they sold me the display models there. They said they do not have all of them in yet. So it was very nice of them to sell me the ones from the case.
Well, you'll probably have to get more when we actually do sale on it, whenever that will be. And then those are the ceramic mugs, $15 or $22.95 with a cocktail.
It's a bargain. And it says first edition on the bottom of that. And it does say Carnival Mardi Gras on the back as well.
And then there's a couple different shirts. I'm not really a big fan of the shirt styles. I mean, I like the t-shirt, but not as much.
They look very thick and like they would be very hot. So it's not like a Steve Fox nice Hawaiian
from Park Candy. Park Candy has
the finest of tiki wear.
Yes, Park Candy has great tiki shirts.
And you can see they also have the tap handle there, and they do have the pint glasses.
And pins.
I was going to say in the background you could see they even have a pin, and it looks like they have every day there's a specialty deal going on, and this day it was for long sleeve shirts.
I don't know that I don't think it's a deal. I think they're just saying it's the merchandise of the day.
Oh, is it the same price?
Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And it's probably the same every day. I bet it's the same every day.
And so we're just going to end this with the gong here. And I guess you won't be able to hear the gong, but I thought it would be a nice way to end that segment. Now we're going to move on, though. The next thing we're looking at is a tour of the presidential suite.
Carnival's not really known for suites as much as they are for fun and for regular size rooms. So they do have, I think, 2 presidential suites. It's not as fancy as most, probably any other ships, right? I mean, it's a good size room.
I have not been in many presidential suites in person, so I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Disney is going to have that
the funnel
suite,
right.
Which looks amazing. So this presidential suite is supposed to be 1,120 square feet. Now the balcony, we're just looking at, there's a separate room here. There's a larger bathroom area. It's the outside. It's that
that
amazing
outside
balcony.
Is really what you're staying in that suite for.
Yes, the 1,120 square feet inside, but then you've got the 600 square foot balcony, which to me was my favorite area.
And of course, Carnival is known for their carnival or their towel animals, and we've seen demonstrations. We've seen whole decks with hundreds of those things. So that would have been fun to get up early and see that.
Ellie the elephant.
That's right. That is Ellie the elephant.
And I do look forward to maybe in the next year or so to heading on the Mardi Gras to sail. They do have bathrobes, of course, in here, and so there's 180 suites approximately or total on the Mardi Gras, where the next class down was less than 75. I had just read that statistic today. So again, and that was more than like the less than 50 from the previous class. So they're really upping their suite game, trying to do a little more luxury.
And they have that whole section, the Havana rooms. They wouldn't be suites, though. That's just the different, because that sort of has an outside balcony. Not really a balcony, but an outside sitting area.
I think that they have Havana suites. So this does get you access. The presidential suites, it looks like they get access to the thermal suites and Havana pool, which we didn't see. We didn't see that area. So there are various benefits for staying in the presidential suite, besides the fact that it's a much bigger room. And the balcony, which is that, I mean, I would never leave here. This is what I would never, I'd probably sleep out here too because it's so nice.
And did I mention they also have a jacuzzi out here?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of kind of tucked away.
There's a shower, there's a jacuzzi. It looks very, very refreshing.
Yes. When we stepped outside, I was like, well, for a suite, it doesn't seem huge. But once you step outside on the balcony, that's where...
you could have quite the party on that balcony. I mean, look at how many people can fit out here.
I mean, look at the views. It's gorgeous.
And we saw other cruise ships out there, and of course, this ship, its very first sailing, the inaugural sailing, hours after we did this.
Well, I believe that
the next day.
Yes, the next day. And I believe it was the first ship out of Port Canaveral to sail in 16 months, which is amazing.
Wow. And
we just found out also that if you're going to sail, if you're vaccinated, you're going to have to get a test. That I think that's just starting
A PCR
out now.
test. That so going forward, even if you are vaccinated, everybody that sails has to do a PCR test, a rapid test before you cruise.
And I was thinking about that while we were on board. It's like, because I was thinking about that while we were on board, that they should be, doing tests for
I give them credit. That was that. I think that was a great move. We're going to look at some of the food items we sampled. First, from Steam Dream, we had the pork dumpling. Which
I did not try that.
Oh, you
Did
didn't even try the pork? It was good.
I don't.
You like the cheesesteak fries? That's from Time Fries.
They were just okay for me. They're the satay.
Oh, you
I
prefer
liked
the
a lot,
satay?
yes.
That's from Mad Sizzle.
There are so many food places aboard. Like, it's a good thing it's a 7-day cruise because there is so much food on board. I don't think I'd ever eat in the dining room. I'd be like wanting to try some of the specialty places.
Well, this was at Banzai Sushi, and this is the Bang Bang Banzai roll. It's a salmon roll here. It was I thought both of these were excellent. Also, the rock shrimp tempura, I preferred that. That was even better. So this was a real treat for me.
And this is an additional fee. Many of the restaurants on board are free, or included. And then some of them are an additional fee, and that would include bonsai sushi.
And now we're going to go and take a look at some of the pizzas and Italian dishes.
The Pizzeria del Capitano, we didn't try that for several cruises, and it actually has very good pizza. At least I think so.
Steaming hot. I mean, you're getting
really
it
good when
very
I tried
fresh.
it. Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed the pizza very much. I did have a slice.
Yes, because I got it for you.
Oh, were you the one who picked
Yes.
Because I know I was distracted at some point.
And then this is in the Piazza area, and so there's a car and a Vespa. I just thought this was really fun. They really are certainly theming the areas in a way that I don't know that they've ever done on the Carnival ships.
So now we're going to take a little look in the Cucina
del Capitano.
Yes, I need correct pronunciation.
I believe that's correct.
Very good. See, you are very handy for these things.
This is not the first. We've dined at one a couple times on different ships.
But this is massive
It
compared.
is huge. It is absolutely huge. And so this is now Carnival Mardi Gras. The first ship they ever had was called the Mardi Gras. And so that's what you're looking at right here. And then the new ship.
Right. There are two walls that kind of look at each other, so it's very interesting to see the two ships back to back. And we're going to take a look at a display that is elsewhere on the ship, showing the difference between the size of the original Mardi Gras and this new Mardi Gras that we're on.
I personally am I like a big ship, so that like Disney Wish, I can't wait for the Disney Wish. And then, of course, the Mardi Gras. I just love a big ship with a lot going on.
You
a
certainly
lot of
have
restaurants.
that in the Mardi Gras.
Yes, and again, this is the
Pig and Anchor Brewery,
which is, I think, included. The food is included during the day, not the beer. You would pay for that, but then at night, it has, I think, a more expanded menu.
And I forgot to mention that that RedFrog Tiki Ale that I had, brewed right here on the ship.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I should think about that, right? Because they've had the breweries on board.
That's right, because I asked the bartender. He said, "Oh yeah, brewed on the ship." I thought that was a very nice touch.
And then there's the Heroes Tribute Lounge, and I'm thinking they had that maybe on the Horizon.
Yes, we saw it one other time on the Horizon. So I think this is only the second one of these Heroes Lounge.
I think so too. And of course it is. And there's Chris Williams, your cruise director, who, again, a lot of fun. Chibang is Chinese and Mexican cuisine. And from the menu, it looks like lunch would be included, and then you would pay for the dinner, which is something, it's sort of like the Cucina del Capitano. I think they'll have pasta for lunch, which you can go in and order, but a much more expanded menu if you're paying, I think it's like $15 at night.
Well, you're exactly right. I was reading one of Matt's reports. They dined here for lunch. And remember how they give you the piece of paper and you write down how many of whatever you want on it, sort of like that. And then they give you a plate, and in this case, whatever they ordered.
They've done at Gigi's.
Exactly like that.
It's not going to be as fancy, but it's still really good food. And I enjoy going to the various restaurants for lunch.
You're looking at a lettuce wrap, chicken, mushroom, and fried rice. And here is a chicken quesadilla.
And I tried those. For me, nothing beats just getting a Guy's Burger.
And unfortunately, Guy's Burger was closed by the time we got up there.
And well, they weren't. It's not like you could just get a regular burger or something on this time. There's Emerald's Bistro, which is new. And I thought it was going to be a little bit fancier of a restaurant. It reminds me just kind of like going to a diner or something. And this would be an additional cost restaurant, and what we tried I thought was very good. I had a meat pie.
Right, we had a roast duck with sausage gumbo, which was good, and then the meat pie. And normally I don't like meat pies, but I thought this was actually really good.
I've never really had I think once had an empanada, which you would think like they're kind of popular in the Tampa area, but I just never really got into them, but I thought it was good.
Then they also had Emerald's signature jambalaya, which I got a little extra bonus of because I got yours.
Did you like that?
I did. They have the sausage in it. They had shrimp. It was a really, really solid jambalaya.
But you didn't like the duck as much, right? Isn't that duck?
Well, no, I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I didn't get a good portion.
Okay.
I got a very small portion of duck in it.
You didn't really try too much.
Correct.
Duck itself.
That's what I was trying to say. Now, this white wine, you actually you picked up at the Fortune Teller Bar, which we're going to show next.
The bars on board the indoor bars. A lot of them are beautifully done. I know we're going to show my second favorite bar, but this was really nice as well.
It's kind of reminds me of the Abracadabra in a way.
I almost ordered like a drink, not just a glass of wine.
Like the ones that come in the smoky boxes?
Yeah. No, well, not a smoky box, but one that was a little fancier. But Seth was he was like, oh, it took 5 minutes to get this one. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just get a one.
Oh, you knew that food was coming to the table.
Well, I think we had just put the food down.
Oh,
and
right,
so I went to go
right.
get it. So I'm just like, 2 glasses of white wine, please. They're very nice to us on board when we do these things.
Stop by for a spell. I really like it. Again, a very nice theming, completely different. I'm happy that they have so many different styles of bars on the ship. Speaking of styles,
these lighting fixtures, and we didn't have a drink here or anything. These lighting fixtures are everything.
This is the you can read
the
brass
magnolia.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that you look at the lighting fixtures and they're just stunning. They look like horns, and we had a little jazz band doing the Bare Necessities, was it?
Right. This was in the early morning. This was a different band, but it
was a different band.
But they were both playing some great jazz music.
I mean, look at the lighting fixtures. It's just really classy, and so I would definitely come if we were on board and they were doing a little bit of jazz style music. I would certainly come in here probably fairly often as well.
Right, you're getting a different experience every night. I would
Look at
also,
how beautiful.
and this is gorgeous. This reminds me of the Brown Derby. Everything connects to Disney somehow with me.
They just really have outdone themselves with this ship.
Yeah, and now you had mentioned Guy's Burgers earlier. We just missed it. Guy's Burgers had just closed by the time we got up there, probably because we got distracted at the RedFrog Tiki Bar that second time.
Carnival PR, when we have done media events, has always treated us so well in that you get free reign of the ship pretty much. And then if there's food open, or like in this case, it wasn't really open for, you couldn't just get a whole burger.
Correct.
It was for samples.
They only had one style available. All of this, again, it's not like the actual experience that Matt would have had.
Normally, if they have the ship open for guests and they're about to board them, we're like running around with the guests also and
Right.
getting a Guy's Burger. And this is just one of my favorite It's huge.
It's
this
the
one's
biggest.
huge.
It's absolutely the biggest, guys. Look at how much room there is, and they will need that. It's very popular.
The burgers on board are fantastic, and it just a 7-day cruise is very good to me for being able to try other things though too. Dr. Seuss Bookville. We took a tour of this, and we were told that right now there's not going to be too many kids on board, and I don't think they're going to be really. It sounded like they weren't going to really be doing the books right now. But eventually,
right, because there are so few. Matt said there's almost no kids, very, very few right now sailing.
Not only that, but like maybe they can't really clean the books as much as they'd want.
Right.
So for the time being, it sounds like Camp Ocean and such probably not doing. There's probably not too much going on down here. But and you're showing like there's no books yet. I think they were going to be putting them out.
But it's interesting to get an idea of the layout. I mean, this is a place that we normally can't go into and see, and it really is beautifully themed.
Well, for the kids, for toward the ocean. And they had an area for video games that they were going to be doing as well.
Yeah, that's like, I think the teen area or slightly older kids that we'll be seeing next.
And I think that there's an older, I don't think the one that you mentioned is the oldest teens. I think that's in a completely separate area, which I assume that area might be open. But this is really, it's a really nice area, obviously very new. And so Party Reef, I think we're going into, I don't know, this isn't the video game area.
We're about to go into the hallway that'll take us to the video game area.
Okay.
And that's something that's totally new. She said they had not had that on the other ships. And there's plenty of room. As a matter of fact, we were in an elevator and we saw some guys there holding boxes and boxes of video game systems. So they must have been bringing it down here to install.
I mean, we're just taking a peek in it. It's probably not really in use right now.
Right, it isn't. She said it isn't yet. But
not yet.
Once things are a little bit better, they will be able to use all that.
This is just, the Carnival Mardi Gras. When you look like right here, it looks like almost any other ship except bigger as far as the Carnival ships. And I'm sure those towel animals will probably be down there, tomorrow morning.
Well, that's just a quick look, but we had a great time sampling the Carnival Mardi Gras. And we want to thank our sponsors. That's another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
They can book you on the Carnival Mardi Gras or the Disney Wish, which we are booked through them on, or almost any place that you want to travel, including, of course, Walt Disney World, Disneyland. We're right now planning to go to Disneyland ourselves next month.
For Halloween.
For Halloween.
In the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yep. And and of course, we have the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World coming up in less than 2 months. There's also Ratatouille, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which has, DVC previews. They're going to be announcing, unless they already have in the last hour, pass holder previews and cast member previews. So that's ready. I think that's ready to go. So I hope they soft open it.
I would like
soon
to get a preview, but if we don't, we did just ride it.
I know, we rode it in Paris.
So, and I have a video of it, which I will link to.
Speaking of Paris, we keep saying we're going to do a Paris show. Maybe after
There's
the Halloween.
so much news. Next week we have the Boo Bash. Happy Halloween.
So maybe the following week we can do because I really want to talk about Disneyland Paris. That was such an amazing trip.
Right. And you're right. I can't wait to talk about that. I think that'll be so much fun.
And Boo Bash, it's hard to believe. Boo Bash next week, we'll probably do a show on it Wednesday or Thursday. Mm-hmm. And we've just been so busy. And
there's other things here at Walt Disney World that we have done, and we can probably add that because there's some Halloween decorations up already at the Magic Kingdom.
And it looks like they might not go all out with Halloween decorations this year. At least there's about maybe half the pumpkins that normally would be there. And you thought maybe because of the projections.
Correct. And I do believe that to be true because they have advertised for the 50th. Mm-hmm. There'll be special projections that go along with the fireworks, kind of like they have at Disneyland. I should mention when we were at the Magic Kingdom yesterday, it was opening day for Joe Biden, President Biden joining the Hall of Presidents.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so we had, let's see what we did yesterday. Joe Biden. Hall of Presidents, and then Jungle Cruise has added some new stuff since the last time.
And I'll be posting that video first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay.
The all new scene with the ship that we had not seen before, the Jungle Cruise boat being taken over by the monkeys.
And so there were some new aspects to that, and I think and plus we looked at Tron, but I don't think too much had changed since our last visit.
Not really. And we'll be going to Epcot probably tomorrow in Disney Springs, so all kinds of things. And we want to congratulate our good friend Steve Fox, who just got engaged.
Congratulations.
We were there for that. It was a very wonderful surprise, and congratulations to him and Carice.
From Park Candy.
Park Candy, the finest in Hawaiian shirts.
And masks.
And masks.
we really, that was an honor to be able to be part of that.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.